Hey everybody, Sherry Ferguson here with the Portland Chamber of Commerce, and we're here with the Portland Connections again. Welcome. I'm gonna hopefully some people will be signing on as we go on. And remember, as you sign on, you can make sure you comment in the comment section. This week, we'll be giving away $25 to Portland Pizza and Pub. So you'll be able to go get you some pizza, or they have some good sandwiches. There's a Philly cheesesteak that's really good. You might want to try there. And it actually goes to multiple. So you can go to Portland, White House, or even Philly's in Gallatin. Um, you'll have $25 for that. And hey, everybody, I see Jessica saying hi to me and you, Bonnette. We'll go ahead and get started. So today we have with us Bonnette Dawson, CEO of Old Hickory Credit Union. And how are you doing, Bonnette?
Doing great. Hanging in there.
That seems to be everybody's kind of trying to navigate these new waters. Old Hickory Credit Union has been around a long time. You want to tell us a little bit of history about the Old Hickory Credit Union?
Sure. Old Hickory Credit Union was chartered in January of 1934 by employees of the DuPont plant there in Old Hickory. This was a time of rebuilding in our country after the Great Depression, and a lot of the employees at the plant were getting garnishments on their wages. So they formed a committee of employees to investigate what they could do to help the employees. And the final decision from that group was to form a credit union. So a small group pooled their monies, came up with $250, and that's what they started the credit union with. So we're a state chartered credit union. We're federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, and the insurance coverage is exactly the same as under FDIC. So that's, the history really, it was interesting when I first came to the credit union to actually talk to some of those people who were charter members of the credit union. They're all deceased now, but it was just a handful, and they took that $250, and now we're over 250 million in assets. So
that's amazing. I see you have somebody here that says Happy Tuesday. My dad retired from DuPont.
Okay.
And I see Tim Baker's on too. So hi, Tim. So I know that some people have a little bit of confusion as to what is actually a credit union and how is it different from a bank. Most people look at it as it's just a bank with another name, but tell us a little bit about what the difference in the two.
Okay. Credit union is a member-owned financial cooperative with the philosophy of people helping people. And credit unions are really uniquely positioned for being in the forefront of leading financial services to actual financial inclusion. Credit unions are governed by a volunteer board of directors who are elected from the membership. So we don't have stockholders as such. It is a member-owned cooperative. And you can actually become a member of Old Hickory if you live, work, or worship in Davidson, Robertson, Sumner, or Wilson County, or the zip codes of Smyrna and Laverne. And a deposit of $25 creates an account. And with that, you can take advantage then of all the services that we offer.
So the credit union has some great loan offers that they do, and typically I think because you are a member, the loan process is a little bit different but similar as to the bank, but you're able to go and get your car loans or get your home loans. What type of loans are you able to get through that?
Well, we offer auto loans, of course, various kinds of consumer loans, first and second mortgages, HELOC loans, several different checking accounts, savings accounts. We even have youth accounts. We have vacation clubs, Christmas clubs, which I know the banks no longer do those kind of club accounts, I don't think. And we also have a full line of business accounts, including checking and business loans. And the loan process, yes, is simplified to some degree, I guess. People can do it online now. And through this pandemic, that has been very useful because we've not missed a beat in making loans.
Well, and your offices have been closed, but you've been able to process loans even with the offices being closed, correct?
Right, we have. There during this time, we actually offered some loans, different kinds of loans too, but we were declared an essential service during the pandemic, and all of our locations have been open with drive-through only service, and members have been able to transact any type of business they wanted to do through the drive-through or over online. A lot of people took advantage of that, and we have e-sign, so that makes it even easier to do.
And I love your mobile app. I love to be able to look on my phone and be able to just check things that way. So you have a lot of the same technology that the banks do, and a lot of the same offers. So during this time, I know that you were not one of the uh, banks or financial institutions that were able to do the PPP loans. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're not an SBA lender, and they, of course, opened it up when they offered that to let us become one in order to do it. But we felt like we had our hands full with what we were doing and trying to help the members we had, so we opted not to do that. And probably it was a wise decision for us. In the first place, we didn't have enough staff to handle the volume that probably would have been out there.
Right. Well, I know that there are things that you offer to your members and the people that have loans there. You want to talk about a little bit of those type of things that you were able to offer, and where are we going to go with those? What's the next step for those?
Okay. During this time, we did offer what we called a COVID-19 hardship loan. It was a personal loan. You could get up to $2,500 at a 3.99% APR for with a 27-month term, and the first 90 days payments were deferred. And we also offered skip pay, which meant you could skip a monthly payment while you're waiting on an unemployment check or maybe call back to work or whatever reason. We made arrangements for members to pay interest only on loans also. And then we deferred many mortgage loans for 90 days. So the end of that 90 days is approaching. A lot of people toward the end of June, first part of July, their 90 days will be up. So of course, we're hoping they'll continue and pick right back up where they left off. But that was real service for us to be able to offer that, because some places didn't, and people were struggling with the unemployment so high, it would have been difficult to make a mortgage payment, I think.
So with these, so how does that work? So if I've deferred my payments, what happens? I mean, it's not like you don't have to pay that money back. All of that loan is still due. But what do they do with those payments? Do they tack them on the end, or do you decide what happens to it, or does the federal government decide that?
No, we do, and it'll be at the end of it. Just makes the term run 90 days longer than it would have, so they'd have 3 extra payments. The biggest thing, concern I have for people, and some may have done it, is if they have escrow, then if they have not kept their escrow payments up, when tax time comes in the fall, they'll need to, they'll be due, the taxes will be due, so they'll have to make that up at that time.
I never thought about that side of it, but that is true, because in every payment, you're paying part of your taxes and your insurance. So there will be a shortage on your escrow. So then that'll cause another issue. So as people go back to work now, was this something that was offered on auto loans as well, or only the home loans? How did that work on you?
No, it was offered on any kind of loan we had, the auto loans or mortgage loans. We offered that. Even some of the people had consolidation loans or signature loans. Any kind of loan they had, if they qualified, we would do a 90-day deferment.
And I'm assuming you had quite a few people take advantage of that
We
offer.
did. Yes, we did.
Well, I know that in times like these that we depend on that relationship that we have with our financial institution. And being an institution that's local, it makes it so much easier to know the people that are in there and to build that relationship than with a computer and with somebody that you've not actually been involved with. So I know that what you have offered has been really, like I say, helpful to our community, and we appreciate that.
Well, and I think you really hit the nail on the head. Being local, I think the decisions are made here. They're not made, 2 or 3 states away. And I think that makes a difference. And that's a big difference between credit unions and banks too. That so quite often, especially larger banks, their corporates are where decisions are made. So this way, it's the personal touch that we have with the membership, which I think is very important.
So, and how many locations do you have? Because you're in several areas. So, how many locations do you have?
We had a total of 7 once we opened our location in Old Hickory on Mont Channing Road. It was the newest facility, and it is not open yet because we're still waiting due to the shutdown. Of course, some of the departments that do inspections have not been open and not able to do it. So we're waiting on Metro to finalize all the inspections. Everything's complete. We're ready to open up. So we're hoping to open everything, lobbies for appointment only, on June the 15th. So I'm just kind of got my fingers crossed that we'll be able to open Mont Channing at the same time. A lot of people don't understand why we haven't opened it. It looks like it's finished, and it is, but we have to wait until they give us a certificate of occupancy.
Well, and always when you're waiting on those inspections, it's always a stressful time because you're waiting on their time, and it's never quick.
No, and if it was just the building, it'd be one thing, but you got stormwater and you have public works and you have, they're just landscaping. There's so many inspections that have to be done. People don't realize what you have to go through when you build a building.
Well, and you've had several buildings built recently over the past few years, and you actually used a local builder for that here in Portland.
We've used the Hodges Group. Have done a great job for us. Our first experience with them was when we built the Portland branch, and I wanted to be sure that we used local people if at all possible. So when we went searching for a company in that area, and we found them, and it's been a great partnership for us. They recently completed our new headquarters here in Donaldson, and then they also built the Old Hickory branch that we're waiting to open. And they've done a tremendous job and been very easy to work with.
They're a great company, and we are proud to have them here in Portland and part of our chamber. And they give back to the community, as well as they travel quite a bit, doing a lot of construction projects. So when you find somebody that is able to do what they do all over, and then you have them here locally, and they can do quality work, as you see with the credit union building, it's something to be thankful for.
Well, it really is, and it's just so important because I don't know, you develop a relationship and you feel comfortable in calling on them to do other things for you. We recently had one of our ATM buildings damaged, and picked up the phone and called them, and they went out and repaired it. We had an incident over the weekend at one of our branches, and I called them, and they came yesterday and started repair on that. So it's good to have that you can call on someone and know that they're going to be prompt and get things fixed for you.
So with all of the COVID-19 and you've been drive-through operating, as you open your branches to the lobby, what changes have you had to make, and what do you have that's going on, and how can we be ready when we can walk through the lobby?
Well, several changes. We've spent a lot of time and effort trying to get everything ready because our primary concern is the health and wellness, not only of our employees, but for our members too, and the community as well. So as I already stated, try to open the 15th. It will be for appointment only in the lobbies. And when people call to get an appointment, they'll be informed that they must wear a mask while they're in the building. We have purchased 36 by 36 plexiglass desk shields for the desks, so to protect not only the member but the employee. Our employees will all be required to wear masks. They'll wear gloves where needed. they don't have to, but some of them feel more comfortable, especially counting money because money's not that clean. So they'll be wearing gloves for that. We've also purchased face shields because sometimes it's just impossible to be 6 foot apart in offices, but we're trying very hard for that. We have signage up everywhere. We have markers where they'll stay 6 foot apart if they're in a line inside the building. So those are every employee is getting a supply of masks. We bought the N95 type masks with filters, so they have changeable filters in them, which would be more comfortable for them to wear. And each employee will have on their desk a bottle of hand sanitizer, and we've got hand sanitizer stations everywhere. So we've done everything we could think of to try to protect, as I said, the employees as well as the members. Now, the procedure that will happen when they come back to work is each employee will have their temperature taken each morning when they arrive for work, and they'll have 5 health-related questions that they must answer. And we've made forms for them. They can answer those questions prior to getting here. But if their temperature is as much as 100 or over that, then they will be sent back home to stay home until they're fever-free. And once inside, like I said, they'll be required to wear the mask and gloves if they need to. They've been instructed to constantly clean. We've supplied all the cleaning supplies for them, and for them to wash their hands as often as possible. And we purchased air purifiers for each branch, and it purifies the air. It's continuous. So that's another thing that we've done. So we've tried to think of everything that we could to make employees feel comfortable.
And your branches are equipped already with that bulletproof glass between the customer and the employee already. So you had that where you didn't have to come in and create a shield between those two. So that's
Right.
an advantage as well.
Yes, that's a big advantage for lots of reasons. So, and we're a participating Tennessee Pledge business, and that signage is prominently displayed. So it will be different, that's for sure. But going forward, I think we have all the tools that we need to keep
Well, and I
everything.
know you picked up some Tennessee Pledge posters from the office. I actually received yesterday some actual smaller clings and some Tennessee stickers. So I will get those to you as well, so you can have those too. And if any of the other businesses out there are interested in the Tennessee Pledge, you can go out on the website with the state of Tennessee and read the pledge, what you're pledging to do for your customers and your employees. And I have posters here that you can place stating that to kind of make people feel a little more comfortable about coming in. But also, as I stated, we have window clings that the state actually has just sent us, which are smaller. The large posters are 11 by 17, so they're a large poster, but then these are smaller window clings, so you can place different size things for different areas in your business. So I know that these are trying times. Nobody knows really what we need to be doing, and everybody's trying to do the best that they can. And I know every time I have talked to you, we have discussed some other additional security measure or safety measure that you've been looking at and that you've been doing. So I know that you and your staff has been working really hard to come up with as many options as you can for them.
Well, and we have, and we put off opening. We'll set a date and then decide we need to do something else. So I think the 15th right now should be the time that we open. But going forward, I think we have all the tools that are necessary to assist the current members and any new ones with anything they need to do. If they need, I suspect some people have leaned pretty hard on their credit cards during this time. So we'll probably be doing a lot of consolidation loans would be my guess. So, and we're seeing a tremendous surge of refinancing of mortgages because the interest rates are so low now.
Well, and I'm sure that people too have even taken out some equity maybe to consolidate some of those loans so that they can get the lower rate for that as well.
Sure. They have. We've
So
seen a
what
lot.
I'm sure that you offer some advice on people where they can come in and your staff was able to consult on how to raise their credit score, what to do to help their credit, to get them in a better position, whether to refinance their house or to buy a house or get out of something that they're in. So is that, how do you go about that? And can people make appointments to come and say, help me?
Sure, sure. They can call or come in, make an appointment to come in. Our loan originator for mortgages, very knowledgeable. He'll sit down with them. They'll do some what ifs and show them what, what their payments would be if you do this or if you do this other, how you can best utilize your funds and make the best deal for you. So we do a lot of member education along those lines.
Well, I know that sometimes that you just kind of get in a rut of always doing what you're doing, and you're not don't have enough of the tools and the knowledge to find out the best way to help yourself. And sitting down with somebody from Old Hickory Credit Union, I'm sure would give them a great advantage on lowering payments, because your credit score can make a huge difference in the what your payments are in the same type of loan.
It really can. And we've been doing something, especially through this last 3 months, that we call wow stories. And some of our employees have really stepped up to the plate and done some tremendous things for the members and helped them in ways that I'm sure the member thought wouldn't at all be possible. So they really go through when someone comes in for a loan. If they're unsure, then our members, our employees go through with them what they could do, explain to them the different things that they could take advantage of, and they really work on it, seeing if they can help them. If they're already in a payment situation that they're kind of over their head, they sit down with them and figure out what they can do to lower their payments, and quite often makes a huge difference for a person in their everyday life.
Well, if you can get some payments lowered and lower that stress level of where that puts you anytime you're living paycheck to paycheck, which most of us are now. But the smallest thing can just put you into a tailspin. So that education and having somebody to be able to walk you through that is very valuable. And we do appreciate you offering that. And if people don't have accounts with you, you're happy to have them come in and become a member and to set up an account, and then you can help them as well with that.
Right. And we even have a program that we just started this year called OHCU at Work. And that's for employers. Actually, we really consider, and it is, a credit union membership is a benefit that an employer can offer. It costs them absolutely nothing. And through this program, we can actually sign their employees up. They can offer it. We can sign them up. We can even come on site if we need to discuss membership with them, but we can sign them up online. It's just a good benefit for an employer to consider, because as I said, it doesn't cost them anything. It takes them out of the mix of having to deal with someone with a financial issue.
Well, and credit unions originated, that's how you got in, is through your employer. So, I mean,
Right.
that is the perfect connection there as well.
Right. And that, with all the online technology nowadays, it's just so easy. And we have so many things that they can take advantage of. If they use their online banking, there's the mobile app. And by the way, that's through this time, with us being some people working from home, they've had the time to really step up and improve the mobile app. And we're hoping to have that. It has a lot of bells and whistles with it, and we're hoping to have that ready by August to offer to the membership. But, they can do anything they want to on a mobile app or their online banking. They can have their personal information in front of them at all times. And having those options available through this time has really been helpful, easy for the membership to continue to have their financial information, not have to worry about, can I get to it? And we have ATMs that we own that members can take advantage of, or non-members even. And then the Money Tower network, there's over 300 ATMs in that network in the state of Tennessee. Then we belong also to the co-op network which has over 30,000 locations throughout the United States. So your credit union is as close as an ATM machine is almost what it means.
Well, and I know that when did you build your building here?
In Portland,
Yes,
we've been there now almost 4 years.
4 years ago. But prior to that, you had the ATM here because you were in some of the industries, and so you've been a part of Portland. How long has that ATM been here, and you've been had your members here at some of the local businesses?
Gosh, I don't I don't remember for sure. I remember when I did it, I came and the city manager, he took me, we rode all over the city looking for a place to put the building and settled on that parking lot there where the food line is. But it's been there at least 12 or 13 years probably.
Well, I know it's been there. It's one of those things of you can't remember it not being there. You've seen it there so long. So, and you were able to keep that there
Yes.
so people can still utilize that for this side of town because you are located more near the industries on Kirby Drive. So, so that's a benefit as well, having that two locations for the ATM here in Portland too. So,
Yes. And we did something we think so well, we know it's a little unique because I of course in touch with other CEOs throughout the state and with the league, which is our trade association. But we produced a video. The entire staff of Old Hickory Credit Union made thank you cards or posters, and Tim Baker, our marketing manager, put that together, and we put it on the website, thanking our members for being supportive and loyal to us during these rough times. And I don't think anyone else has done something like that.
well, I know that that being part of a credit union does give you a little bit more sense of community in itself and being a part of something that you feel like you have a say in. So, um, like I say, we're very excited that you guys did actually be able to build a location here in Portland. You guys support all of our events. You're one of our premier partners, and you do so much for the community here in Portland, as I do know all of your other locations as well. And again, we're just really proud that you've made Portland part of your home.
Well, Portland's been very welcoming to us, and that's one thing we've tried very, very hard to do. We are a community credit union. Our charter is community. In fact, we got the first community charter in the state of Tennessee in 1982. So that allowed us to expand into the different counties. But that's one thing that from the beginning, we made it a point to always be involved in the communities and help out in any way we could. And that's just, it's good for us. It's good for the members. It's brought us a lot of members by participating in different events that the different communities have.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us that I may not have touched on?
I don't think so, other than I did want to take an opportunity this time to brag on my entire staff. They've really been troopers throughout this thing, whether they were working from home or the ones that were right on the front lines in the branches. They've continued to do excellent work that they've always done, but under somewhat difficult circumstances. So we're all looking forward to being back together again and doing what we do every day and being able to see people every day. These Zoom calls, it's not quite the same. So
it's not.
No. And credit unions, were really created out of a real need for financial services to the masses in the early 30s. And they've continued to provide those valuable services for well over 86 years to people. So, and I think you do have a real sense of ownership when you belong to a credit union.
Well, again, we do appreciate you and your whole team because they are amazing. I know Dana has worked with me, and am very always enjoy working with her. And she's went through our Leadership Portland, so appreciate her. And then of course Tim as one of our stars in our murder mystery that we had. So we're looking forward to finding a new role for him this year in that play too.
Yeah, I think he really gets involved in that. So he She did a great job, I thought. So it was
Yeah, sometimes
fun.
it makes us wonder, though, if you can be that theatrical, what's going on? So, but no, he did do a great job. We do appreciate all that you do. So,
Yeah,
um,
thank you.
says somebody did ask, are they a shared branch credit union? So, to do,
No, we
go ahead.
don't belong to the shared branch network. We've looked at it a few times, but just never decided to do that. So it's, there are a number of them in this area that are shared branching. Do
Um,
participate in that.
it looks like her credit union is out of state, and I think that's why she was looking. So,
Right.
but, but no, but I'm sure you'd be glad to for her to come and be a part of your credit union as
We
well.
would. We would. We'd be glad for it to be a part of our credit union.
So, but well, we do appreciate you, like I say, and we joining us and talking to us a little bit about how your response has been and the things that have been changing. So hopefully, June the 15th, the lobby will be back open, but hopefully not long after that, we'll be back to hopefully a little more normal and be able to have some community events again.
I hope so. I hope so. We're
Well,
looking forward to it. That's for sure.
well, thank you, Bonnette. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you.